Alright, I want to go over another McGinnis game. So I play McGinnis a lot whenever I can, basically. 137 total games, and so far I think I found a pretty good strategy with her. This game we did almost 40k objective damage and led souls by quite a bit. So I wanted to kind of review how the game went, talk over my kind of thought process during each part of the game. Our laning phase didn't go like really well, but we were able to recover nicely and start taking objectives fairly well. This game I also prioritized movement and health items before even finishing my turret timings, which actually felt pretty good. So we'll talk about that when that time comes as well. But there were a few things that I tried differently in this game and seemed to work out pretty well, at least in this elo. So let's watch the replay. We are McGinnis. Let's start out in laning phase here. My Bebop was playing pretty far up here. He was also not meleeing creeps very much. So not really what you want to see. Let's go ahead and try to skip the pause here. Yeah, my laning playstyle is pretty passive. My accuracy with my crosshair is pretty low, so I try not to overextend myself at the moment. Usually you just want to melee creeps as much as possible. Sometimes you get partnered with people like this that aren't super practiced with efficient laning and last hits, so just do the best you can. The first items I picked up were, let's see, can we look? Basic mag, which gives ammo and weapon damage, and hollow point boards. And this is different than the last time we were here. I used to get high velocity mag, but they nerfed that like quite a bit, and they buffed hollow point ward, so it now gives 22% damage on top of the 6% it gives you just for being a tier 1 item, which means a 30% weapon damage bonus. And especially when you're McGinnis, you have just built-in sustain, you have that heal, you have that wall to keep you out of harass. It's pretty easy to stay at high health. So another thing it's really good for is pushing. A lot of the time you're trying to push a lane while nobody's there. Taking a tower while you have full health is pretty nice. It's a nice bonus to damage. So we'll go ahead and pick up monster rounds here, and that'll give us a little more damage for farming and for maintaining lanes and for pushing towers. So all around very nice. I like to focus gun early because I am usually just trying to control lane and take camps. There are some cases where you want to go a couple health items if you're getting super harassed or you need the movement. There's nothing wrong with going some health items instead of maxing out your bullet slots, but most games I try to max bullet slots first. Another nice thing that hollow point ward gives us, you can see, also gives us 4 spirit power and some spirit shield, and so it's actually pretty nice, the spirit power. So last bullet item we're getting for a long time is active reload. It's very powerful. Gives us lifesteal, gives us reload time, and it gives us, ooh, the 20% reload time I think is new. That's actually pretty dang good. But then it also has that active weapon damage, is really nice. Yeah, it's just a really good item for McGinnis. Popped ult here just to get them off our backs. Get some harass in there. Wasn't the best ult, but it's no biggie. They're now pushed back pretty hard. Might have saved my ult, but yeah, this was a nice play here. We got the wall off so he couldn't escape the beam. You can see the damage we can get on this tower is pretty insane. Oh, I don't think we actually go for the push here. That is a lot of damage on that tower. So now that we have all our gun, now it's time to build out our health items and our initial spirit items. from our laning phase. Here we get the extra charge and Mystic Reach, both really nice for your turrets. And then we get sprint roots and extra stamina. Movement is really important with McGinnis, who doesn't have built-in movement and is even starts out with less movement than most characters. We need these items pretty badly. Once you get extra charge, you have opportunity to start placing down turrets in good spots and making it so they can't push into you. So another thing you can do here is wall off and then an ult like this. It's pretty nice. So we got. He almost died to that, but no biggie. He still has to go back to base, and that lets us push into tower. So this is where you drop a bunch of turrets and you just melt the tower with your bullet damage. Very nice. We got to a point where we forced one back, they couldn't defend us too, and we took the tower. Gave us soul lead and made it less safe for them to stay in lane. I want to push these lanes out before I go farm, so I get that off, and then I try to go find a camp here that I can push in time. Kind of rude of them to stun me off that. As you can see, this Wraith is also managing lanes pretty well, so it's hard to find some time to go hit a camp. Especially since the easy camps to hit were taken by the Bebop already. It's not the quickest camp to take. This is one of the harder ones to take in time, but the Bebop does go to manage the lane for us, which is nice. Otherwise, we'd have to stop mid-camp and we'd have to go manage the lane. But Bebop handles it for us. We're able to take that camp. It is past 10 minutes, so you don't usually want to be in the same lane as somebody else because the creeps start splitting the net worth instead of duplicating it. Anyway, I see some fights happening on the map. I see lots of people there. We push out, but I don't see the Wraith, so I'm not going to push. I'm not going to be hitting the walker. Instead, I can use this opportunity to take the big camp. Wraith is going to be dealing with the lane creeps at her walker, so I don't really need to worry about her fighting me. So we get the big camp for free. Then we can go buy some more items. Next item we get is Suppressor, which is really good for fights. And then we grab a Superior Stamina, which is something I usually don't get this early. But I wanted to try it out because, yeah, it seems like having movement early is really powerful, especially when you're trying to manage multiple lanes, when you're trying to get to objectives fast. For a lot of the game, it feels like I'm too slow. So I'm trying out to buy movement items earlier and hopefully just have more impact in a game because I can get places faster. It also helps me escape bad situations, having more stamina. Our priority is to keep this Guardian up as much as possible. The lane next to us has been pretty good about maintaining their lane, so I haven't had to do it, but that's something else I would focus on. Wraith goes on us. This is actually pretty interesting. Wraith goes on us. We have enough stamina to like dodge around and sit in our heal here. So they actually can't get the kill on me. Our heal and our turrets do a lot of work while we just kind of try to avoid their bullets. And it works out pretty well. So that early purchase of Superior Stamina does actually help out here. And I don't think I would have survived if I didn't have it. So we're low health. Actually, our lane is pushing, so I think we do get the big camp here. Yeah, our lane is pushing into their walker, so we do have some time here to grab big camps. So make sure to grab these buffs and these souls, and then I go and grab this big camp. Pretty nice. They're not actually dealing with that lane, so we have a lot of time here. We're boosting back to the lane. It is worth boosting. These Guardians are very valuable, so this is nice. We can wall off a push like that to delay them. Wraith does do a lot of damage though, so this walker is eventually going to fall to the Wraith. There's not really much to do to stop her, but we're just trying to delay that as much as possible. So next item we get is upgrading our we grabbed the Enduring Spirit, which is even more movement, and then we grabbed rapid recharge so we can place a bunch of turrets. And that let us come up here. I noticed people were fighting, so it's a good time to start taking objectives. I noticed they're still fighting. I thought about going to try to take the Guardians as well. I don't see anybody. I see this Wraith come here, but I don't think the Wraith can kill me. So I continue pushing here. Ult is really nice. So people can like sit behind their Guardians and avoid like direct damage from bullets. But McGinnis ult does like go behind the objectives. So it's pretty dang good. Wraith killed my my turrets there. I don't think I survived this, unfortunately. But before some rotations, you can see there are 4 people on this side of the map now. The people on the right side do have an advantage. If they were paying attention, they'd be pushing and taking this walker right here. Fairly easy to do. Or this walker here. With optimal play, my team potentially could have taken 2 walkers with 4 people on the left side. They had the numbers to take at least 1 walker on the right side, but that didn't happen. That's okay. I think next we got Mystic Slow. This is very nice for turrets. It makes going on you extremely difficult. That 30% movement slow and 40% attack rate slow is really huge, especially in the early game. So when you're defending a Guardian like this, it's pretty important to prioritize killing creeps as fast as possible. Even if they're gonna deny them, you should focus on taking creeps. So I walled off to try to help my guy there, but seems like my team is helping defend, which is really good. I don't have a lot of turrets here. I can try to look for ult opportunities, but there's really nothing for me to do besides shoot him a little bit. There's not really much to do here. There's camps just waiting to be farmed, so I think I decide to go grab that farm. I also see this middle lane is being pushed, so we can also deal with that while we're over here. The Kelvin's been pretty good about maintaining this lane though, so I think I probably should have went back and pushed that mid lane one more time before I went back to my left lane. I don't think I saw that when I was doing this, but probably would have been better than going straight back. It's fine though. I think somebody deals with it eventually. I don't see a lot of people on the map, so I'm staying back while I'm pushing this lane. Suboptimal, but it's okay. I feel pretty, like, I'm not really scared of the Wraith. I can just wall off. When she ults, I just wall her off, and it's no biggie. So, but yeah, I don't see a lot of people on the map. I'm being weary. There's still some camps that I can farm, so I'm not too worried about efficiency here. I think I can I think I have things to do to spend time. I see Wraith pushing. I think I can squeeze in a camp here, but it actually doesn't work out, so... this was a small mistake on my part. I thought I could drop a heal on a turret and take that, but it didn't work out, and she was able to burst it down. So I was able to delay it a little bit, enough for the Kelvin to get here, but yeah, it was just too late. Even if I was there, I might not have been able to stop that from happening, but they finally got the Guardian. Unfortunate. Looking for more camps. There's a vault over there, but I also see a lot of people on mid right now, and this actually means I might be able to push here, so I'm kind of just keeping my eye on mid. Not super happy. Like, they're close, so it's not like super safe to push, but if a fight starts, I might be able to do something. I think here I see the right side. I see the walker so low. I see a fight happening mid. So I pushed out the left side. Hopefully somebody, I think Abrams goes to deal with the left side there, sees the fight and starts going to the fight. But with the fight happening, I'm pretty confident I can grab this walker over here and get my team another injection of souls. Yeah, no biggie here. And I see more people still on the map, at least 3 on the map. At least try to distract some people here and do some damage to their base Guardians. And we're at the point where we do a lot of damage to these things. But hard to survive with those two coming after me. And we try our best, but not likely. We might have even been better off just sticking around and shooting them inside the heal. I think heal is maxed out. Yeah, heal is maxed out, so it might have been better to stick around and just do some damage to them. Because Lash was pretty low. It might have worked out. Especially with a Lash Wraith, you're not getting away from those two. They have too much CC, they have too much mobility. Even with all my mobility stuff, you don't really have a chance getting away from these two. So sticking or standing your ground is probably a better choice there, especially when you have a heal up. The heal is 5% max regen per second, plus attack rate, plus your turrets are still there. Yeah, I might have been able to get a kill off that, but I think I see a big camp here, a juicy big camp. So I think I want to grab that. So I do end up doing that. You can see how the heal is getting bigger and bigger with the more spirit items we get. And we'll go over our current spirit item progress. We've grabbed Mystic Vulnerability, very, very powerful in terms of damage. It ups our DPS quite a bit. We also grabbed Superior Cooldown, which will let us cast more turrets more often. We also grabbed Enchanter's Barrier, which gives us cooldown reduction and makes us tankier. After this big camp, I see a fight happening mid. I don't see any lanes like pushed out a lot. So this is one of the occasions where I think I want to help defend, because at this point we're pretty powerful and we can do a lot of work here with our heal and with our turrets to help defend the push. So I try to stay in the heal, but they're focusing me quite a lot. We get a couple kills and we get some people low, and it gives Lady Geist a chance to actually push into this lane, take these base guardians and do some damage to Shrine, which forced some people back, actually forced everybody back there. So we successfully defended our walker, and yeah, we have all 4 walkers still. So that was a good play by Lady Geist. Cost her life, but that's not really a big deal. Overall worked out for us. I think I also picked up Reactive Barrier here. I felt that it had a lot of value. It gives us ammo, but the biggest thing is if you look at their lineup, every single one of these heroes can trigger Reactive Barrier. So it triggers from Sleep, from Haze, from actually I don't think Pocket has anything to trigger it, but Wraith does, Abrams does, Lash and Ivy all have ways to trigger Reactive Barrier. So we'd get a lot of value out of it. Lets us stay alive longer. Yeah, just shoving out Lave again. I see people here, I think. Yeah, so this is another... I actually decided to stand my ground here. Usually I would not stand my ground. But I had a feeling that I'm just like so powerful with this heal. It's kind of insane. So we actually don't get the kill on this guy. We probably should have. If I was a better shot, we could have killed him, but it's no big deal. It's always good to push out at least 2 lanes. So you kill the lane that's currently fighting your camps, and then you try to get the next one that's coming at you. And that'll shove your wave quite a bit. I see a fight happening over on the other mid lane, and take this opportunity to at least get in some damage on the Guardians. Maybe I can get one. Nobody is reacting to me, so I can comfortably take both base Guardians here. And I don't think they're going to be able to do much about it.
Gotta get as many of these up as I can.
I leave my turrets there because they do a lot of damage. They can finish off that base guardian themselves. I don't need to stick around. And I'm out of there before they even get there to deal with that wave, so it works out pretty well. And we farm back. No, nothing to it. I think we pick up Fortitude here. Yeah. So this is our last movement item. I usually don't get so many health items, but this game it felt pretty nice to do. So Fortitude's our last health item. 25% damage is kind of insane. And the movement speed is very, very good. So this also, the bonus health is also really nice for our turrets. Our turrets scale off of our health, so the more health we have, the more health the turrets will have. Because the second ability heal is also percent based, so it heals a percent of your health every second. And it heals a percent of your turret healths every second as well. So just being super tanky as McGinnis makes your heal really, really, really valuable, because it's healing more health per tick. So very nice to have. I asked McGinnis to come help me push here. We see that there's a fight happening on the right. Abrams can't really kill us both, especially this Abrams, who was playing pretty passively for that hero. We weren't really scared of him, so we placed a bunch of turrets here, placed the heal. He really has no way to deal with this, which lets us just chip away at these towers. I think Pocket comes here, but we're standing in the middle of a massive heal, and you can see that we're taking basically no damage. You can just tear down these towers, no problem. Yeah, you can see there's 3 people here. Abrams included is near, but they don't really have any way to deal with us inside that heal. Just fairly easy. I think we both get away too, so you can see how much damage that Pocket is taking just from, I think it was 1 turret that was hitting him. How powerful the turrets are right now. That's a trick you can do with McGinnis. As you get to have more spirit and your turrets are more powerful, you can start like placing 2 down for a medium camp, or 1 and a heal will also be able to take a full medium camp. If you don't have any turrets, then just killing 2 creeps and leaving the last one for your turret will also clear it. So some cool ways to farm quickly without having to actually stick around. Here we pick up Echo Shards. This is a huge timing for McGinnis. Echo Shard is our bread and butter. It lets us cast 2 turrets, 2 walls. It lets us use, so we can use it even if we're like not casting 2 things right away. We can use it to speed up the recovery of our turrets just passively as well. So it's a really good item to have as McGinnis. It speeds up our kit quite a bit. I see another fight happening mid. I will say our team fighting was not so good with this team, so kind of chose to focus on objectives. I also noticed the enemy team liked to deathball a lot, so it was a pretty easy decision to split push because they didn't really deal with it very well. And you can just see like how powerful McGinnis is here. We have 2 like fairly high, like 30k and 35k net worth heroes coming to deal with me, and 1 died for that. A 35k net worth Abrams died to my turrets, no problem, and we pulled back 3 people here. So look at all this space that my team is getting. I basically nullified like 65k net worth on the map for my team. I took a shrine and I got a kill, so that was a really big play that we made, and that really only McGinnis can do. Like, I'm not even that, like 2k ahead of this Abrams. I'm not even that far ahead in terms of souls, and we can cause a lot of damage when we fully set up. Part of that is having Echo Shard to be able to put down turrets a lot faster. Making space and taking objectives is the name of the game with this build. Let's see, do we pick up any other items here? What did we get? Oh yeah, we got Heroic Aura. This is an item that I don't usually think about with McGinnis, but I've been picking up more. I think it has changed since I like initially looked at it. Now you just get a permanent 40% minion fire rate, so that applies to your turrets. You get just free 40% fire rate and an AoE around you for your turrets, which makes them do a lot more damage. So it's actually really good. Maybe something I should get earlier, but it worked out pretty well so far. But yeah, Kind of a greedy play here. I see everybody like coming to this location, but I wanted those souls, so I don't really commit to this fight too hard. I just place turrets, place a heal. I see that they're all there though, and there's really not much to do, so we get back. We don't want to die with 1,500 unsecured souls. But we can place turrets, and a nice little tip here is to place turrets kind of behind your walker, so if they try to push into it, they can't actually kill the turrets easily when they're behind the walker like that. Okay, so this is an important play here. My team has 3 dead, and they're going rejuve, which is a good play, but they have 2 lanes completely pushed up. So we take the opportunity to just like go full suicide mode. So as McGinnis, I can do a lot of damage in their base when they don't pay attention to me, and you can see on the map, and I also saw that there was a lot of people mid and they weren't really doing anything to stop me. So we just placed down a lot of turrets at the same time. Even when I'm being like CC'd like this, my turrets are still doing damage to the shrine here. And Lash is trying his best, but he is just not getting past the regen that I have. And he actually pays for it with his life. Same with the... I didn't even look at the pocket there, and he just dies to turrets because of how much damage they're doing. So I start to get back, but then I notice the entire team is dead, so we keep up our push here and grab the patron as well. I see that actually some turrets are not hitting the patron here. It is behind, so maybe not looking at better ways to place your turrets there so they can hit the patron. You can see how fast that Wraith was taking damage from turrets as well. Another time where I'm like, maybe I should get back, but then I see my team going in, so I go ahead and turn around and try to help out. Yeah, so my plan here is just to keep my team healed up with my heal and try to place down turrets in good spots, but they were actually doing pretty good at killing my turrets as fast as possible, so I didn't really have an opportunity to build up a good defense. Part of that is just I used all my charges to take that shrine, so I don't really have a good way to contribute to this team fight. My bullet damage is pretty low for a 35-minute game. I tried to pop my old bolt here, but I noticed that they're just like so much. My team's getting back, so I get back as well. And we're able to leave without too much of a hassle here. All that, even though they got the patron, we made a pretty good play there, and they paid for it dearly. What they probably should have done was, after they got patron, immediately back to base to deal with my push, but as you saw, they pushed into us, and I was able to do a lot of damage, and then they came to deal with me one by one, so I was able to pick off people that came back without much issue. That's another little trick. A small camp, you only need to put 1 turret down and it can deal with the entire small camp. So yeah, don't forget to keep up your soul lead, farm where you can. It's important to always be looking for farm, always be looking for lanes. I notice they're trying to deposit urn, so setting up a little defense around urn. That's kind of my priority in a team fight, is to put down turrets as much as possible. And we actually end up winning this fight pretty easily, actually. And with this win, we, as a team, should realize that we've won the game. The game is over. We can go push. We can just push down the lane and end the game. There's 3 dead. We're all up. We're all full health. Let's just go. But something that I realized is not something that my entire team realizes. So you can see that basically I go in, I'm ready to go, but I overextend. My team is back here. I died to Haze ult. Mo and Krill is actually going to deposit this urn. One of the only heroes that can deal on our team with the Haze ults. I mean, people might have been able to hook her. Yeah, Kelvin already used his ult, so that Mo and Krill was the only hero that could really deal with that Haze to stun her out of her ult, and he was back here. So a misplay on my part for overextending and not paying attention to what my team was doing. I used comms. I tried to get everybody to push down that lane and win, but not everybody got the memo, and we didn't take the win when we could have. So unfortunate, but that's just something you have to deal with. In a team game like this, not everybody's going to be able to recognize these opportunities. And even though you know the best play and you know what everybody should be doing, not everybody's going to do that, and you need to realize that, or you can like make the bad play yourself because maybe you were trying to make the good play but nobody else is, and that puts you in a bad position, which is what exactly what happened here. There's lots of farm on the map. We're still ahead by quite a lot. As long as we don't keep throwing fights like that, we should be in a good spot. So we'll take this opportunity to clear the farm that we see. McGinnis at this stage of the game is very good at clearing camps really fast. So with Echo Shard, we can spend like less than a second per camp to clear camps. And yeah, we're not really scared of anybody here. Even without like a ton of turrets, we do a lot of damage. At this point, we have picked up some items. So I think we've picked up, yeah, here, Titanic Mag, which is really good for us. Some other items that we've picked up, we've gotten Escalating Exposure, which is kind of like, it's one of the best damage items for your turrets. It's going to melt anybody that's taking lots of turret damage. Improved Reach, it increases the range of your turrets, so they can shoot people from further away. And yeah, I think that's the only two that we've gotten so far. So we were farming camps here, and this whole time I'm basically staring at this map here because their Patreon's exposed. We take this fight, but we're really just looking at the movements of the enemy team. So let's take this fight. I think we get this kill, which is really nice. And then we want to shove out this lane. All normal stuff, nothing special here. But I see that they're playing passively, so pushing is not going to actually work out too well. Because they're all sitting on their side of the map. I don't see them on my map. I don't see very many of them on my map, so I can kind of think, well, okay, they're probably just sitting in base. Which they kind of are. Some are outside base, but at this point I see them in mid. So I see 3 in mid. And I see a fight starting to break out here on the map. I also, at this point, see the Wraith. And we actually end up choosing a really nice time to do this. We can just run into their base and just start hitting it. And if we place down turrets fast enough, there's really nothing they can do. We can use wall to protect us and just like place down as many turrets as possible. Yeah. And the Patreon just melts. There's nothing they can do about it. So yeah, we took, I think we took both shrines and most of the towers, and we took both Patreon and Weakened Patron by ourselves. We soloed this game. These opponents, the team we were going against, was especially susceptible to this attack because they did tend to deathball. So this is not going to be, as you gain rating, as you gain elo and go against better players, it's going to be a lot harder to do this all by yourself. But even when they come to deal with you, you're making space for your team, you're dealing objective damage, you're taking people away from team fights. And the important thing is that you take at least 2 or 3 people for the one person you are. So like if you say I'm, like hitting shrine, 3 people come to deal with me and they kill me, that's 3 people that are not on the map, and I still have 5 of my teammates on the map. So you're making lots of space, and McGinnis is one of the best space creators in the game because of the turret armory that you can summon. It's very hard for just one person to deal with you. They need like at least 2, most of the time 3, as you saw this game where the Pocket and the Lash tried to come deal with me. They couldn't deal with me. Yeah, so it's a very powerful build. We did a lot of objective damage. We also did a lot of player damage as well. Even though we were in like one team fight this whole game, it turned out very well. So that was a pretty good example of generally your game plan as a McGinnis. A lot of people don't like split pushing all the time, but I find it pretty fun to make macro plays like that. I'll go ahead and show you the full builds that I use at the moment. It is called McGinnis the Menace. If you browse builds, you look for public and then just type, I think Menace will get you it. Yeah, McGinnis the Menace right there. That'll get you the current build. I'm always updating it. I think I'm gonna, hold on, I gotta publish the latest builds because I think I swapped out a couple items, but overall, this is what you want. Focusing, so each one of these spirit items is very good for you. It's kind of up to you to choose the health items. These top 4 are kind of the most like common ones I pick. Reactive barrier is really good. The armors are obviously situational, depending on how you're taking damage. And sometimes I'll swap out, if I have like an excess of souls, I'll swap out maybe like enduring speed or something for, or maybe enchanter's barrier for a soul rebirth instead, which will improve the cooldown reduction and let us have a free life. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the state of this build. I might like move stuff around. Like, I think honestly, the Mystic Vuln and the Mystic Slow, felt pretty good to get before the superior cooldown. So we'll like do that. So rapid recharge is like just so important for getting turrets down. And superior cooldown lets you put like a bunch of turrets down more often. But honestly, if you just wait until all you have all your charges and then you just throw down a bunch of turrets, if you have Mystic Vuln and Mystic Vuln and Mystic Slow, your turrets are going to do a lot of work, a lot of damage, and it's going to be very hard to deal with you. So yeah, we'll try that out and see how it does. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the state of this build. So there you go. I'll keep posting kind of walkthroughs like this as I play games. I'll try to find games that don't go so well, that we're playing from behind. I'll go over games that we're stomping. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Please leave a comment. Yeah, if you have any suggestions as well. One section that I'm not so sure about is like, how soon do I buy this Heroic Aura? If you get both Titanic Mag and Intensifying Mag, you can do some insane objective damage. I just have trouble fitting this in between buying spirit items and buying health items, which are pretty important for getting your turrets up and running. Like, where to fit in these two pretty expensive items is kind of difficult for me. I usually end up buying them pretty late in the game. But yeah, maybe in some cases, if you're like fighting a lot, or yeah, there might be some cases where buying more bullet damage early can get you more like objective damage or more fighting ability. So something to think about, to experiment with for sure. But yeah, I think that's all for now. Really enjoying McGinnis. I think she's really underrated right now. So we'll see how we progress.